Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is January 25th, and this is the market overview, looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, GE, XOI, and who knows, maybe a surprise or two. Um, all right. Well, today was a massive beatdown of the Bears, and it was uh, quite something to see. I was very surprised by it, and our friend Benny Boy is at it once again. And so this is going to be a repeat of QE2. Let's see what we can see. All right. Well, ended today with a hammery looking structure, fat body, and 14-day RSI moving average still ticking up. Stochastics hanging out up high, along with the CCI, the RSI, histogram ticking sideways, and the MACD ticking up. You know, there was huge technical damage done today, and that is, if we go back, this previous double top way back here on the 7th and the 21st, that was broken today. We bested the top shadow of the 7th, July 7th, by 3 points. Yep, closing 3 points above. Beating that. Now you could say, oh, this is just a little bit of overshoot. Yeah, it could be. But can't totally dismiss that because it did break it. So on that hand, absolutely terrible news for the Bears. I've been expecting a pullback, and it is just not materializing at all. Negative divergence getting obliterated. The RSI negative divergence is gone. The 14-day RSI moving average negative divergence is gone. The CCI negative divergence of the daily time frame is gone. Still have it in the MACD histogram, but just one. Who cares, right? Yeah. So definitely a low point for the Bears, and yeah, breaking that top over here, whoo, scare a lot of people into covering, that's for sure. So very powerful. Congratulations to the Bulls. And Benny's statements were powerful. No interest rate hikes for a couple of years, easy money, and QE3, if there's any kind of downturn. That is powerful without spending any money. Pretty brilliant, but that's what it is. That is just what it is. Oh. Okay, going on to the 60-minute time frame. Take a look, see what we have. Well, we can see that in the 60-minute time frame, we had the short-term moving averages come down for a retest of the bar, bounced off of the bar, and it's pointing up at this moment, ending with a gravestone doji, peaking out above the upper Bollinger Band. Beyond that, we can see that we had started a series of lower lows, and then just poo-pooed that and shot off into space. We can see the CCI very high, stochastics high, 14-day RSI moving average still pointing down, histogram ticking up along with the MACD getting the bullish cross. It is looking pretty darn nice. We do have negative divergence in the MACD histogram and the RSI and the CCI going back further, and in the stochastics if they were to turn around at this moment. But nonetheless, NDEs, news-driven events, trump all charts. So, wow, an amazing day. SPX more of the same, not too much to differentiate between itself and the Dow. Negative divergences getting destroyed, with the exception of the MACD histogram negative divergence. So fascinating. We didn't have a prior peak broken on the SPX. We still have a ways to go before the previous high was taken out. But nonetheless, very, very powerful. And the VIX. Yep, here it is. Making a new low today, although backing off before the close. Ending with a candle that looks somewhat like a hammer, but very fat body. 14-day RSI moving average ticking up, if you can believe that, along with the stochastics. CCI heading down along with the MACD histogram, the MACD, and RSI also ticking up. Kind of weird, but nonetheless, it is what it is. If you go way back here, it fills a partial gap which was existing. So if you subscribe to that, then yeah, maybe that's something, maybe it's not, but nonetheless, ugly. No uptick, none of that, and yeah, maybe someday we'll get a retest of the bar and the 200-day, but today, most people would probably think not on your life. So away we go. To the moon. TNA. Very strong day, ending with a fat body spinning top. Man, getting pretty darn high. We were above the previous high on yesterday's candle, and today just, yeah, just totally confirmed that it wasn't a fluke. Everything ticking up. Everything. With the exception of the fast stochastic, but still, no signs of a reversal of any type. It was kind of interesting looking at SPY. It had very, I mean, this is, you know, the same as SPX, just ETF version. High volume, higher than it has been in weeks. Conversely, the DIA, Dow version, also very high volume. I know I'm not showing this in the video, I'm just looking at it off screen, but very high volume, the highest it's been since, since mid-December. And it was green. It was all powerful buying. Now to give that a little bit of further depth, UUP, look at that. Boom, big old red ugly. We were expecting there to be more resistance going into the bar. Today offered none. Thank you, Uncle Ben. But it has today the highest sell volume since October. Right on this day, this bottom. Does that tell us anything about the dollar being oversold at this moment? Maybe. But nonetheless, I think that that's very interesting. Very heavy selling on Benny's news, which is understandable. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Stochastics trying to turn around, but no dice yet. CCI ticking down, of course, with the selling. Downtick on the MACD histogram, the MACD, and the RSI. So purely from an indicator point of view, yeah, the dollar could go much lower. And with today's news, entirely possible. But ugly. The bar is not defeated yet. So I'm going to have to watch and see what happens there. But yeah, with the heavy selling volume today, maybe that gives a possible clue that that could turn around. But we're going to have some really nasty news out of Europe, which in itself is entirely possible. FXE, not nearly as developed as UUP. So the euro has a tougher road ahead of it. Today's volume was decent. Wasn't record-breaking multi-month thing like UUP is, but 14-day RSI moving average ticking up, histogram up, MACD up, RSI up, CCI up, and stochastics trying to get themselves under control. Another thing to watch, because there should be some congestion here. And for fun, how about some Apple? Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Kind of surprising that it didn't do better than it did today. I mean, those results were incredible. But a lot of people would say, oh, well, it's one-time deal, blah, blah, blah. Completely outside the upper Bollinger Band, which you don't see too often. Very interesting. And you can see everything trying to reverse course and head on up. Look at that CCI. That's incredible. XOY. Yep, that makes sense too. And oil is bullish. The market is bullish. Yes, we ended with a hammer. Possible reversal, but it is green, 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 and making a new recent high. Histogram ticking down, MACD ticking up, RSI ticking up, CCI ticking down, stochastics trying to figure out what to do with themselves, and up on the 14-day RSI moving average. It's getting close to overbought, but not quite there yet. And how about some GE? Yeah, foretelling of the market. Did we get the downtick resolved? Oh yeah, it did touch it yesterday. Okay, that's right. We had the downtick resolved and we were waiting to see exactly what happened. What happened was today happened. And a big green. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down even with today. Look at that spike on the CCI. Stochastics moving down. RSI ticking sideways. Histogram still with the bearish cross and pointing down. And a side tick on the MACD histogram. GLD, ooh yeah, look at that. Second VIX goes up when their sphere goes up when the dollar craps out. Dollar crapped out and it just flew. 14-day RSI moving average still pointing up. Up on the MACD histogram, MACD, RSI, CCI, and the stochastics. Pricing in weaker dollar. And SLV, very similar. Not too much to rehash. It is identical to gold, just not as big. Well, heck, let's have some real fun. XLF, financial ETF. Because when the financials are rallying, the market has some strength to it. No downtick, ended with a spinning top. Look at that, 14-day RSI moving average, very, very high. Stochastics rolling over, CCI ticking up, RSI ticking up, MACD going sideways, and the histogram sloping down. Definite negative divergence here, going back to December. Let's see here, because we don't quite have a new high, do we? Oh yeah, actually we do. Divergence going back to October. Woo! So for this to fall apart at this point, it would seem to me that we would need bad news in Euroland, perhaps a Greek default by S&P, and we'd have to see financials turn around, and then the market could follow suit. But beyond that, barring that, this looks pretty darn powerful and just a nightmare for bears. So yeah, next few days will be very interesting. Have the bears already covered through all of this nightmare? probably some of them, but not all of them. And it's not going to turn around until the last person buys. And going to have to see when that happens. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.